Hi guys, this is a redirect to my reaction to the very first episode of House MD, also known as House, and I absolutely love this episode. It was so, like, it was just tense, it was smart. I love House. Oh god, he was very blunt for a doctor, and I was just like, it would be nice to have a bit of a bedside manner when treating patients, but damn, he was a really good doctor and he was able to diagnose the woman's condition. So what happened in this episode was that this kindergarten teacher, she ended up having a seizure like condition right in the middle of the lesson, and like her speech was going, and then she started like having the seizure, and then so she told her kids to call the nurse. So then she got carried to the doctors, to the ambulance. So they diagnosed that, firstly, the first diagnosis was that she had a brain tumor, and that's what caused the seizure and stuff. And but they were like, the doctors were like trying to discuss all of the like brain like diseases and stuff like that, and they couldn't quite figure out why she would have a brain tumor, considering that she's only 29 years old and it's quite rare to have a brain tumor. So they were discussing it, they were doing an MRI scan on her, and then House is like, it's not actually a brain tumor, but I'd like to give her steroids and see if she responds to those steroid treatments instead of radiation treatment, which is usually given for tumors. So that's what happened, and then she didn't respond to the steroids. But then when the black doctor and the female doctor were investigating her house, they found that she had ham in her house, and to them, they didn't think that they saw anything particularly weird. But then House was like, but actually ham is could actually be loaded with all sorts of diseases in it, especially if you don't cook it properly. And then that's when the idea came in that she might actually have a tapeworm in her, and like several tapeworms that have been growing inside her brain and her leg. And then the other doctor was like, perhaps we could actually see the tapeworm on an X-ray, and then they've actually found a tapeworm in her leg as well as her brain, because tapeworms are attracted to muscle fat, I think that's what he said. So they found a tapeworm in her leg, so it was a good news that they could at least treat a tapeworm. So they gave her some pills and she actually got better. And I was just like, whoa, this actually seemed like a hopeless case, because initially she wasn't able to respond to the treatments given. But then when they correctly diagnosed the condition, that it was just a bunch of tapeworms that were causing the inflammation in her brain, if my understanding is correct. They said a couple of things. They said first that she had an inflammation of the blood vessels in her brain, and then there was this whole tapeworm situation, that if there's a tapeworm in a brain, then there must be a tapeworm in a leg as well. So they just gave her some pills and she actually recovered and she became fully cured. And I was just amazed by how he actually managed to figure out all of this. And I was actually thinking that the ham actually had something to do with it, because I do know that, you know, food poisoning or something like that could have been triggered, and I do know that pigs carry lots of diseases, so there's also that. So yeah, this is a brilliant episode. I'm definitely continuing on with this. I don't think I'm just gonna stop at just the first 2 episodes. I know that this is a very, very long series, but it's just something for my Patreons and also for my YouTube subscribers. So it's just This is brilliant. I just hope that I can find the links to all of the episodes, because it is quite hard to find all of the episodes. But anyway, what you think of these episodes, let me know, and stay tuned for more.